Winter garden is the ultimate stress test for all the permanent structures, handmade structures, DIY structures, especially DIY, right? So last year I was busy making all this stuff in the garden. So today is the day to inspect it, see what's standing, what's falling. There is one structure which probably will not survive the winter, so I'm already planning what I'm going to do next on that spot. And generally just to be in the garden, because last week we had such a beautiful spring weather that I imagined myself I'm in the middle of spring. Well, I might as well enjoy it today because cold weather is coming and no more happy garden time without a hat on. So let's go and see how these structures are doing here. Structure number one, the wattle fence. It was built this year, and by the way, here's a video how I did it. I documented it all, and I'm also going to give the links to all the videos in the description for you to check them out as well. So this was a big project. I used the treated wood as a vertical planks, and on them I put all the sticks. Not a difficult project, you just need to have a lot of sticks, and the main purpose of this fence was to hide the stuff. Well, as you know, my garden is not super huge. It does look big on the picture, but it's not big, so I always run the problem of storing stuff. And look at this, my area where we have our garbage stored on the side, on northern side of the garden. Stuff still is here, you know? Oh gosh, well, I wasn't able to take care of it properly this year, so hopefully in spring the presence of this new storage area is going to be very valuable. I told you I'm going to protect it from the winter winds. You see how big and wide it is? I was kind of worried that on one side, you know, going forward, the tree is going to protect it, right? But if wind is pushing it against on that side, I was worried that it's going to fall. But surprisingly, this structure is very easy withstanding all the wind pressure. Maybe because of all the holes wind goes through, it doesn't block the wind. So you can see what's happening behind the happy storage of all the leaves. I always compost all my leaves, and these guys never made it to the compost site under our holly tree because I didn't have time. So they are staying here not permanently, temporarily. In spring, I'm going to move all the old soil from the bags into the garden, and these guys, they're not going to be ready for usage in spring, so I'm going to swap them with the good soil, and they will wait till next spring. Hopefully by next spring all this goodness will turn into the golden soil. So this is how my wattle fence is hiding all that. Isn't it the lovely solution? I think so. I'm very happy with the service which this wattle fence is doing in the garden. Well, this is what I did to protect it against the wind pressure. You see, I just put sticks, I buried them into the ground, and I securely placed them against the fence so it's not going to go backwards in case the wind blows too strongly. But I don't see it even moving. Sometimes we have very windy weather, and I look at this fence just to make sure that it's okay. Not even a movement from the wind. So I think we're going to be very good with this wattle fence for many years. The structure looks very flimsy in a way, but surprisingly it is very long-lasting in the garden. This is not the first one. I did another one right here at the back, and you know this one, right? 4 or 5 years this one is persisting despite all the squirrels going up and down on it every single day. And you see the top, how it is. Oh my, the camera is really picking up my hand. Squirrels, this is like a highway for squirrels. They're always running back and forth here. All the twigs are being dismantled, even with all that movement and the shaking and the wind, this is 4 years. I think this fence has 4 years of usage. Looks, I like the look of it, you know? It looks old, it looks rustic. The greenery presence on it is really good. The ivy, I introduced it here. Every year I weed it out. I kind of take it down maybe several stems down. I don't want it to overpower this fence. And it is standing. Looks very old and ancient. Look at all the withering of the stems. Love that old age look, right? So I'm really believing into wattle fencing in the garden from now on. At the beginning I thought that they would last only a year or so. No. Many years. This is 4 or 5 years, I believe, and still lasting. All right. Let's turn our eyes into something which is going to fall. This is the structure over my raspberry patch. Oh, just look at it. I did have fun building it. Look at this. Da, 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 da. Still sturdy, you know? Despite all the wind and me pushing it around, it's still holding. Well, I think this would be the last year for this structure because it's really falling apart. And I have a new idea what I'm going to do here. That sitting area is wonderful. I don't have any issues with that. But when you come here, it's kind of, this fence is like a dead end. There is no depth into this area here. So what I'm planning to do, I told you already, okay, here I am, dreaming about it again. I want to do a pathway here, divide this vegetable plot into 2 sections, have a pathway there, and that sofa will sit right there and do some sort of pots groupings on both sides here, maybe from new handmade hypertufa containers with some sort of interesting planting inside. I think it would be so much better. Just imagine that instead of this, right? This fence kind of stops all the movement here. And then when there would be a bench at the back, the view would be so much nicer. For that bench right now, Olivia Austin is blocking all the view here. Although my husband kind of likes seclusion of that bench when Olivia Austin is fully leafing out and blooming. My husband likes to sit there and read, not being noticed by anyone. Well, I think that would be the end of that. The sofa will be moved here and the new development is coming to this side of the garden. Well, I don't know which new structure is better, my wattle fence or this wonderful arch. It defines this area. There used to be a little dilapidated arch here. I took it down. Well, it fell. So I wanted something like an entrance, you know, makes my garden so much bigger instead of just having another section in the garden here. And I built this and I'm so happy I did because it looks so good. It's standing well. I see that Olivia Austin found its way here. Let me show you around. This arch is serving pure decorative role in the garden. My other structure, the wattle fencing, one is screening the neighbors, kind of protecting my garden from the neighbors, and another one is protecting all the garbage from my eyes, right? But this one, pure enjoyment, my own pure enjoyment, and defining this next area in the garden, this like a side room. So look at this. I was trimming Olivia Austin, right? And I didn't see that one stem went in here. And look, it's made its way all the way up there. So I'm going to leave it and let Olivia Austin blossom together with beautiful, let me show you. Here we are. With beautiful clematis. You see, I put it all the way here. So this year would be, this spring and summer would be the first year of plants colonizing the structure on top. So clematis on one side, and here is Majorilla honeysuckle, living through the winter very well, staying semi-green. Look at this cutest thing here. This is Angelina sedum. This is a mother plant, What a difference, right? Some pieces, bits and pieces were falling down, so I decided to put Angelina plant here in this little container. And look how cute it is. Angelina sedum is very hardy. It's hardy to zone, I believe, 3, so no issues of it overwintering here. And look, I just put it here on this little hook here. It does look very good here. Interesting that mother plant would stay so almost burgundy brown, and these guys, they're brand new. They're so happy green. So here on this side, I'm hoping that major wheeler honeysuckle will start growing and hopefully will make its way through the top. Well, major wheeler honeysuckle is fast grower, so on one side the rose blooms together with clematis, and on another side major wheeler honeysuckle. Let's see if the blooms are not going to clash in color. All right. Well, as you know, another project which I did was on the north side of the garden. So we're going to go there, and I built a fence there, and I built a gate there. And that was also a very important addition, those 2 additions, because they are protecting my garden from rabbits entering. And finally, I was able to make it all secure. So hopefully this year, rabbits are not going to have babies in my garden and eating all my plants, including new shoots on roses. So as you can see, my fence is sagging drastically. It was a very good idea. What I should have done probably, I made space between, you see the space here, a little bit too wide, because I was wondering that these twigs, it would be too difficult to place in a tighter space. Maybe I should have made it tighter, because you see how quickly they're falling down? But at the bottom, I don't see a single sign of breakage, meaning all the raccoons, all the rabbits, opossums, skunks, you name it. We are famous for little rodents. They are not making their way into the garden. So this side, and they're used to it. And here is the fence. No, the fence, the gate. I love this gate. The only mistake I did not coat it with protective coat. So I'm going to do it this year. When spring comes and the weather is better, I'm just going to spray it or paint it, because I want it to serve me for many years, right? And I don't see any attempts of breakage either. The edge of my house is broken a little bit. I have to fix that. Well, this is good that animals are not trying to make their way through here, but they are trying another way around, and let me show you. Animals do have memory. So many babies, rabbit babies, were born in my garden that I have a feeling that this is there like a homeland. Well, disregard all the mess here. Look what they are doing to my gate here. Look at this. Unbelievable. They're trying, look at this, they're trying to get, let me go around. Look at this, they're trying to get into my garden. I have to protect this gate somehow for them not to even try it. This is happening for the first time. I think because my garden is so protected, there is no way to get inside. Animals, remember, they are old wandering paths, and they're trying to get in. Oh, piece of my arch fell down. Let me pick it up. Probably I didn't attach it, did I? I just left it here. Oh well, all right, let it just sit here. Well, this is it for today. I'm cold. I wanted to show you the front because there are several structures there. Let's make it in another video. The cold weather really is moving fast. That cold air and the wind is slowly starting to pick up. So it's time to go inside and enjoy probably one of the best gifts given to humans, the warmth of the house. I love it in the winter. All right, my dear gardeners, I will see you in our next video. Ooh, happy gardening.